I'm just gonna hold the mic this time. Oh, sometimes I think this would be simple, and you'd think it'd be simple, but it's never simple. Okay, it's always much more difficult than you anticipate. Everything just doesn't want to work the way it should. Okay, I was struggling for fucking 40 minutes trying to get this fucking curtain to stay up. I'm in my wardrobe again. Welcome to the show. This is FireCast episode something, whatever. This is a spare episode as I'm recording. It's the 4th or something. I don't know. The day before Father's Day, whenever that is. Oh, but, yes. How are ya? What's going on? Hello. I'm drinking beer at like 11 a.m. in the morning. Yes. Welcome to the show. Now, I wanted to do this filler episode because it's getting busy. It's that time of the year. The birds are out. We're feeling good. It's a new year, a new day. Everybody's hustling, grinding. Everyone's busy, right? It's not a new year. It's the end of a year, right? So we're going to go into the new year. Everyone's partying. We're busy. FireCast is already getting super hard to record. We're missing episodes. People taking time off. I'm busy. Joey's busy. Iggy's busy. You know, it's a mess. So we need some of these fillers because we've used them all. The last filler we dropped was Joey and Liam, which was a great episode. So thank you for checking that out. Yeah, it's been busy, man. So I'm just gonna chat for a little bit. Aim for an hour, maybe hit 40 minutes or something. I don't have anything planned. This is very last minute. My family is out for about an hour or so I had some spare time to do this. I might get interrupted. They might come back right now. But anyway, I wanted to talk about a couple things. Fatherhood was one of the main things. I asked you guys for some questions. I actually got some questions this time as opposed to last time, so no help from our AI overlords today. You guys actually gave me some decent questions, so shout out to you guys. Yeah, man, fatherhood. It's something I never expected to happen. I grew up always saying I didn't think I'd want kids, or definitely not, at the age I was. It was something I didn't think I wanted. I thought kids were annoying, stinky, gross. And if you didn't know, I've been with my partner for a long time, since high school sweethearts, you could say. And she's always wanted kids. She comes from a big family, so that was always a point of, uncertainty between us. But I always kind of just said, oh, maybe one day, I don't know, kids, man. But I never really was excited about kids, until it happened. And it happened, and, full disclosure, I wasn't ecstatic when we got the news, because we were young. We were very young. We had my daughter when we were 22, I believe. So, at the time I didn't think it was something I wanted to do. But obviously, we persevered, we went through it. And I can say, you hear it all the time and it's so cliche, but it is the greatest thing ever. It is, in my opinion, one of the most important things in this life about being a human. And I think it's clear because we're hardwired to reproduce, and any animal's goal is to reproduce. And women have such motherly instincts, and men, they want to spread their seed and spread their lineage. It's just how animals are wired. So I think the proof is in the pudding that you're supposed to have kids. Now, I'm not saying you need to have kids to have a fulfilling life. If a lot of people are career orientated, and if that's you, that's fine. That's how I was. I thought, my life, I don't want to spend my life caring for another human being and putting all your energy, because that's the thing a lot of people don't seem to understand, or maybe they do understand, that's why they don't want kids. But it is so, your selfishness has to go out the window. It is such a selfless thing to do, to raise a human. And a lot of people are selfish and they can't get rid of those tendencies, and when they have kids, they don't let go of that, and they keep their selfishness, and they raise neglected kids with problems, and they grow up with behavioral problems, and they end up being shitty kids because they have shitty parents. Now, it's hard, it's difficult, but it is truly the most fulfilling and amazing thing you can do. As a musician and a podcaster and all that shit, and being a public, image person, it's hard, because if I didn't have such an amazing partner and good baby mama, I wouldn't be able to do this stuff. I really wouldn't. At least not pursue it to the level that I am. And that's a struggle for a lot of people, and it's fair enough. So if you're someone who really wants to chase that stuff, and that's the reason you don't want kids, I understand. But it's the most indescribable feeling, having a child of your own. It's really indescribable. You can't compare it to anything. It's like it's its own existence, it's its own life, its own world. When we first had our daughter, the day she was born, it's a cliche, but if someone would ask me, what's the best day of your life, my answer is the birth of my daughter. Simply because that day was so intense, it was so crazy, but in a good way. It was such a surreal feeling. It was like a dream, and I reflect so fondly on that day. There was a lot of waiting, and my partner and I waiting in different rooms and waiting for things to happen. And I had the hairnet on, I had my long braids, and I took a selfie of myself while my partner was in the other room. They were getting her ready. She was having a C-section. When I was waiting in the next room by myself, no one in there, I took a selfie of myself, and I thought, this is the day my life changes. And it really did, and that moment, we didn't find out the gender of our daughter throughout the whole pregnancy. We wanted to wait, and when they were doing the C-section and they pulled her over that blanket and we saw it was a girl, it was such an incredible feeling. And we were kind of leaning towards wanting a girl, and we had sort of convinced ourselves it was going to be a boy. So that added to the excitement, I think. But it was so cool. If you are pregnant, or you're thinking about whether you want to do a gender reveal or get surprised or whatever, I highly recommend just be surprised. Just do it once. We probably won't do it for the next pregnancy, but I'm so grateful that we did it once. But anyway, that day in the hospital, I wouldn't have even been able, this is a crazy thing. My daughter was born in 2021, so there was COVID restrictions and shit, and I'm not vaccinated, and neither is my partner, but they had a rule where if you weren't vaccinated, you couldn't be in there. So they were going to make me miss the birth of my child because I wasn't vaccinated, which is crazy. But you just have a fake little verification, boom, yep, they let you in. So you could have one person, but they had to be vaccinated, which is crazy. I'm the father. They were going to make me miss the birth of my child because I didn't get an optional vaccination. It's not like it was mandated, it was optional. They gave you the option, but then they put all these stupid rules, and now you look at everyone, we're back to normal, like nothing ever happened. In that whole hospital experience, I didn't come into contact with anyone anyway, except my partner and like standing next to the surgeons in the C-section, like 3 people in there. They were going to make me miss the birth of my child. How many funerals, how many births, how many things were missed because of that? And it was the best day of my life. You get 1 birth of each child. 1 birth. And every person has 1 death. And I heard when it was going on, so many funerals were missed by people and shit. It's like, come on, man. That's fucked up. But anyway, that's besides the point. But I'm grateful I got to experience it. And a lot of people mention, which is, I feel like this might help some of you guys or people who've gone through similar things. My partner said similar things too. When our daughter was born, a lot of people talk about this crazy feeling, this bond. It's instant connection. And I didn't really get that, and for the little period after my daughter was born and when she was born, I didn't have that feeling. I don't know if it's so surreal or but it grows, and it took time. And I have heard people say this too, so it's not uncommon. It's like 50-50. But I didn't really have that instant spark and connection, and I thought to myself, man, this is what people talk about? Everyone talks about it here all the time. It's such an overwhelming, compelling, amazing thing. And I didn't really feel that right away. And I kind of got a bit worried, thinking there's something wrong with me. What's going on? Obviously, I loved my daughter, and I loved being around her and holding her and stuff, but I felt like it was just me. There was no tangible feeling right away, but it definitely grows, and it grows fairly quick, I would say, but it just continues to grow. Like now my daughter is almost 4, and the love you have for your child is unimaginable. You know what I mean? The lengths you would go for your child is shocking. You'd do anything for this little person, and you just want to do the best you can to make sure they're okay. And there's a lot that changes. You give up a lot for it, and I think it's one of the most important things. I think Joey mentioned this on an episode of FireCast, that he was saying he was having a conversation with one of his mates who was saying that they feel like you need to have kids to evolve to a certain level. And I agree. You can have a fulfilling life, like I said, without having kids, but there's definitely something you're missing, I feel like, if you choose not to have kids. There's just an aspect of being a human that revolves around having children. Now, a little different to last time, the questions are going to be kind of interspersed as they relate to each topic. And again, like last time, I'm looking at my watch because it's connected to my phone, so I can see the camera and my time in my watch, which is fucking pretty awesome. You see that? Anyway, so thank you to everyone who sent some questions on Instagram. I don't have your names written down here, but I know Holloway sent some, Megalodon, and Zexa sent some at least. So if I missed you, sorry. I think I got a couple more. But this one says, how has fatherhood changed the way you see life and others? Fatherhood has changed my life in so many ways. I am more of a man than I ever was and ever will be now, because, well, not ever will be, I guess I'll just continue to develop as a man, but I wasn't a man until I had my daughter, really. I look back at my life and the things I was doing and the way I would act, and it's childish, and also I was young. I'm only 26 now, but I feel like having a child definitely accelerated my growth as a man. I see things for what they are, A child is so innocent and present, and all they care about is what's in front of them in the moment, chasing peace, joy, fun, and you really learn a lot from that. I love watching my daughter, just the way she thinks and how she, solves problems. It's amazing. And you can really gather a lot from watching a child, and how I see others. I mean, I feel like people who don't have kids, like I said, man, they're missing something. You might be great, in every aspect of your being. You might be a great person, but if you don't have kids, you don't understand something. There's something you don't understand, right? It's like those people who act like their pets are their kids. Now, I get loving your pet. We love our pets too. But, I feel like the only people who say their pets are their kids are the people who don't have kids. Because once you have kids, you know that separation very well, right? A pet is nothing like a kid, and the workload is nothing like a kid. The feelings you have towards them are nothing like a kid. A pet's a pet and a kid's a kid. You might very much love your pets, as you should, but, it's definitely ain't your kid. It might be a type of kid, but there's definitely different tiers to that. And just being kinder to people. Just be kind. Everyone was a baby once. Most people have babies. Everyone is trying the best with the knowledge they have. So, it's taught me to see others in a positive and more peaceful way. Another question about fatherhood. This one says, what are the biggest changes you've noticed since being a father? The biggest changes. It's hard to, because everything's changed, right? And it's not all directly correlated with being a father. Moving house, moving jobs, moving situations, more fans, more followers, new stuff with the podcast. Everything changes, right? But since being a father, I'm a lot more aware of how my actions may impact others, and I'm a lot more aware of the things I need to do to be a good person, and what I say and do may have a lasting impact on someone else, on my child especially, growing up. And that these are things I need to be aware of and conscious of. Change is definitely how we feel towards our pets. You know what I mean? Like, our dogs are pain in the ass. Our cats can be pains in the asses. They're definitely not like our kids, But we love our pets, and they're part of the family. They're like a pet's like a nephew, a nephew or a niece. Not your kid. You know what I mean? You love them and you help them out and you do shit for them, but you don't want them around all the time. So that's pretty much it for fatherhood, man. I'm grateful for my life and this experience. I'm grateful that my eyes have been opened to being a father, because you might not even know it's something you need until it's given to you. God will put it in your hands if it's meant for you. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my partner, who's an amazing mum, who's taught me so much about parenting, which is huge. I talk about it ad nauseum, but parenting is such a crucial thing that so many people get wrong, and it's so simple to get right. There's videos and resources and classes, and it's so easy to learn, and I really hope they implement laws and rules and parenting classes to really help improve the lives of everybody. But anyway, I think that's it for parenting. But yeah, that's what happens when you have kids. Now you might hear my daughter making noise in the background. That's just, she's playing with the dog and shit out there. Look, it's yes, so, parenting, fatherhood is great, all that. Try it. Something else I should probably mention is my music career, or lack thereof. Just music, how's it going? If you listen to my music, by the way, I make music, if you didn't know, if you just listen to FireCast, it's okay. Music, it's one of those things where I don't do it for a while, and I feel like I could do without it. But then when I do it, there's that spark in me, man. I can't think, I can't focus until I finish the verse I'm writing. It's like, it's that fire, that flame, that spark, that purpose. That's what I feel when I start writing. But in terms of the marketing and the dropping and the music and check out my stuff and doing this, I don't care for it, And everyone is so transactional in this business and so trying to be famous, and everyone wants something for something. There's no community, there's no people, just it's all transactional, and it's such bullshit. Now, I get it. I don't blame people trying to. Sometimes it's a dog eat dog world. I get it, but there's also a human element. Like, are you not a human? Are we not all trying to do the same thing here? And it's disheartening. It really is, because you got talent and you make good stuff, and we've been doing it for years, and you try so hard and it gets nowhere most of the time, and everyone wants something from you. No one wants to work with you, no one wants a bar of you unless you're giving them something of value. And it's fucked up, like I see these pages, there's so many pages and radio stations and bullshit, and they claim they're underground, this shit they up is garbage, man. I'm sorry, music's subjective, but rap is rap, and if you're good at rapping, you can tell. And a lot of you guys aren't good at rapping. You're all fucking ass. You suck. If you suck at rapping, you suck, and you should be able to tell that you suck. It's not good, and that's fine. You got to start from somewhere. Be bad. But these pages that post and push and promote, and these people in Aussie rap especially, they got thousands of followers and all this and that and millions of views, and they fucking suck. You suck, and what you stand for sucks. You're a egomaniac. You got so much insecurity, and you suck, and you are what gets promoted and pushed by these pages, because they're pushing what they think people want to see, and what these people want to see is perpetuated by a culture of broken, damaged people who listen to other broken, damaged people rapping about nonsense in a terrible flow with terrible schemes and incoherence. It's fucked up, man. And what I'm saying is harsh, because I'm all for everyone doing what you should do. You should chase your passion, and honestly, congratulations to those people. Good on you, because everyone should succeed, and if you really want to do it, you should do it, and if it works out for you, good. All I'm trying to say is, it shouldn't be working out for you, but it is, okay? Because it's not good. It's just not good. And I get it if people like it. Fair enough. That's fine. And clearly people do like it, and everyone should be entitled to have their taste and be able to enjoy music and consume whatever they want to consume. So fair enough. Congratulations. But when these pages push it, and it's like, bars, who's got the hardest bars? Where are your bars? Show me them bars, bro, because I ain't seen any bars. So, you're telling me it's all about bars. I ain't seen one yet. And this obviously is a generalization, and I'm half joking, but obviously there's elements of truth, and anyone who's in this scene and knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about. Okay? It's bad. Okay. I just had the mic spun around the wrong way, and I fucked up the audio quality. So I'm gonna retake this part. But I was just saying that it's not just Australia. America has the same problem, because you see people like Blueface or Tekashi 6ix9ine blowing up, and they're super famous. And being a good rapper is objective. I feel like it's not subjective. Music is subjective. You might like the music, the tunes might be catchy, the beat, you might like the beat, whatever, but being a good rapper is being a good rapper. It's about your rhyme schemes, your inner rhyme schemes, your multi-syllables, your alliteration, your onomatopoeia use, the words you're rhyming, how many words rhyme in a sentence. And these guys don't do that. It's all garbage, and they're famous. So yeah, I feel like that's just the problem all around. But I really, I'm not salty anymore, at least. I don't care. Each to their own. This podcast, I quit it right now. This music, I quit it right now. I said it in the last podcast, 173, 174, I believe, with Friendly Fire. I'm just floating, man. I'm happy. It is what it is. I don't care about this stuff no more. I'm going to do what I want to do in the moment. I like making music. I like rapping. I'm good at it. I'm going to keep doing it whether people listen or not. And people are listening. I've mentioned this many, many times on the show, but if you are a musician, very important for you to use dailyplaylist.com and soundplate.com to get your music heard. It's done numbers for my Spotify listeners and everything. And also, shout out to Musable. Great new Australian distributor. I've been using them for a little while now, and they are the best distributor I've worked with. I was using DistroKid for a long time, had a lot of issues, a lot of problems. They were also American, which just made getting money and things just more difficult. Musable, Australian, great customer service, great. I love Musable. I'd love to work with them a little closer. Shout out Musable, check them out. But yeah, Daily Playlist, SoundPlate, you get completely free. It's all user-generated playlists. It's all real playlists by real people. We have our playlist on there. FireCast Underground. You can find it, submit your music. Yeah, if you're not doing those things, please do yourself a favor. Log in. It takes a couple minutes. Every day I do it. Every week I do Daily Playlists. Every day I do SoundPlate. And you will see growth. Now, obviously, the numbers fluctuate. They bounce around a lot, but, you got to release too. You got to be consistent, man. I see so many talented dudes that just aren't releasing as much as they should be. It's hard, I get it. A lot of people are perfectionists, and you care about your craft, which is fair enough. You want to make sure you are producing the best thing possible. But you got to have consistency and quality. You got to keep it moving. You got to keep it pushing. And it comes with time. I sound like I've given up, but I haven't given up. I like what I'm doing. I'm just patient and persistent, and it'll come when it comes. If it comes, great. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna keep doing it because I like to do it. Questions involving music. Do you like to see other artists around you level up their skill? Does that inspire you? Of course it inspires me. Seeing people grow and change their style and adapt and improve is great. I love to see that. It's what we're here to do in every aspect of life. You want to grow and change and improve. You have to be improving if you're making music. It's like that common saying, your next shit's always your best shit. That's how I feel. It's true. You should be, if you're an artist at heart, everything you produce should be your best work. Now, as I'm recording this, my song Overkill is about to drop on the 12th, produced by Holloway on the beat, and mastered, mixed by Wavy King, my main man. Shout out to you, bro. It's just a bunch of bars. You want to hear some bars? Go check that out. There's some bars for you, man. Just like 4 minutes straight bars, no hook. Very rapidy rap, so I hope people like it. Now, I have noticed, okay, I tend to recycle some aspects of things I've said. And I want to not do that so much anymore. I do a lot of Hadoukens. I do a lot of, Super Saiyan references. I do a lot of, Godzilla running through the sea. And I know, okay? Yes, I recycle those things. Sue me, okay? Like I said, your next shit's always your best shit. Do I have a huge following? No. Is it possible? Yes. So do I want people who are listening to me for the first time to hear the cool shit I'm saying? Yes. So that's why I might recycle or a fucking machine gun bazooka line, because I change it. I don't use the same lines, but it's the same theme, okay? A lot of Hadouken, a lot of Goku shit, because it's fucking cool and I like it, man. That's the shit I like. I like Pokemon references. I like all that shit, the anime shit. So yes, you might, if you're a long time listener, okay, if you listen to me on the regular, I apologize, okay? Is this track any different? No. Alright, there's Hadoukens in there, there's Gokus in there. I'm sorry. Sue me, okay? But I am conscious of it, and I am gonna have to retire some of these things, alright? But the next question: what are some steps you might take to bolster your reputation in music and performing? Now, it's a good question, and I have a good answer, I think. The best way to bolster your reputation in music, and I think Megalodon asked this, and I think you're pretty good at this, bro, is your features. You gotta do features, and you gotta work with people you know and people know. Okay, you gotta work with people who are at your level or a little better than you in terms of a following, and that'll help you a lot. Even with the podcast, like for example, when we did our Trozum interview, when we did our Big Red Cap interview, we got a lot of surge in numbers because people who follow those guys came over to watch the show, and they might not stick around, and if you did, thank you, what's up? But yeah, if you in music especially, those collabs, man, they will help a lot. And it's not even about trying to boost your numbers, it's about building a community, and working with people you like and people you want to be around, and people with a similar vibe to yours. I love collabs. That's one of the funnest part about music for me. I wish I could do them more often, but people are hard to work with. As we speak, I'm doing City to City 2, which Megalodon will be on, so shout out to you, bro, which is our cypher track, produced by Friendly Fire. But these are so hard to put together, man. They take so long because people are busy. I get it. And they take a long time to get back to you with their verses. But they're the funnest tracks for me. I love doing a cypher. I love hearing people come hard with their bars. Pause. But yeah, if you want to bolster your reputation, music and performing, perform. I mean, this is a question you need to answer, Megalodon, because I feel like you are great at this stuff, man. You perform like a pro. You carry yourself like a pro. You handle promotions and ticket sales and artistry like a pro, man. You're a natural talent. You're on the stage. You got stage presence. You're hanging out. You're walking around. You're a nice as fuck dude. So this applies to anyone. Just follow these steps, man. You got to get out there. I've seen these dudes in Brizzy, Jazz, Megalodon, they were out doing shows every weekend for a period, So you really have to communicate. You have to be in it for the love of it, and find people that are also in it for the love of it. Boost your community, and they will support you. People will hold you up. It's like Trozum said in the Trozum interview. A lot of people underestimate the power of just clapping for others, helping others, man. It'll get you a long way. I think that'll do for the music. Yeah, check out Overkill when that comes out. Check out City to City 2 if that's out by the time this drops. I guess thank you, I should mention. My latest album, Second Sunday, big success. Thank you so much. I love doing this, man. It's my new thing. Shout out to Chris Webby. Dude, I like this guy. I've just completely taken his his approach with his Wednesday series. I was super inspired by it. He basically just, I think it's like, he just finished his series, but it's like a 5-year project, man. He was doing this for years. He would upload a bunch of singles and then drop the project Wednesday, next Wednesday, Wednesday after next. And it's all the singles he released in the year, man. He'd be releasing singles for a long time, like me, all year, release the singles with just the same similar picture, similar background, and then compile them and put them in the album with exclusives, and only a couple exclusives. I was shocked when I first saw how many album exclusives on those Chris Webby albums. I was like, wow, all these songs are released, except that like a handful of them. But I realized it's a great way to boost your presence on Spotify and to get new people to hear you, because Spotify takes all those streams from all those singles and counts it towards the collective streams of the album. Is genius, you know. And when Spotify sees that album, it's got this many streams, it's like a little glitch, you know. This album has got so many streams, but it's really from most of them from the singles. And the second reason why it's a good idea is because a lot of people who support you will not listen to every single you drop, especially if you work at a rate like myself or Friendly Fire. They're not going to listen to every single you drop because you got a single coming out every other day, every other week there's a new single. They're not going to listen. But an album, they see you posting on your story, new album, they go, oh, an album, I like this guy, an album's a big deal, I'm going to check out his album. Albums are big deals, so people who support you, they'll listen to your album. Maybe not every single, but they'll listen to your album. So they'll go through that album and hear songs that have already been released like they've never been released before. So that's a good way to get, you know, old songs more replayability. So shout out to Joey K, our fellow co-host, and big supporter of my music. He was listening to my Second Sunday album, and he listens to a lot of my stuff, and he heard Fearless with Jazz, and he loved that song, and he was sending me messages, and he's like, dude, this song is crazy, blah blah blah. This song's been out already for years, you know. And it's not his fault, it's just it gets lost, dude. Like, especially when you have such a big catalog, these things get lost. So it's a good way to get your old songs some new ears. So yeah, thank you for all of that, man. Soundplay, daily playlist, Musable. Check them all out. Keep grinding, guys. Alright, it's a grind. Don't lose faith. Keep at it. Do what you love. Lastly, we'll wrap this up with my typical shit. Space, internet, tech, all that fucking garbage. Just in terms of what's going on in the world, I came across this idea by these tech billionaire guys called Praxis, which is like this fucking, they want to create some new country, buy some land and make a new country that is you know, that kind of disowns the values of the current Western civilization, rebuilds it from the ground up. They want to make it an online community first that gets people with similar interests, and they come together, and it's going to be run by crypto, and it's this fucking dystopian tech billionaire AI fucking shit. And it just got me thinking, it really seems like things are about to change, and we're on the precipice of something big. Like, life's going to change forever. The way of life as we know it will change. Things are going to be so different with AI and jobs getting taken, and it seems like these tech billionaires are trying to escape. You know, they all got these bunkers they're building. Mark Zuckerberg has a bunker in Hawaii. That was big news. Camera just fell down. How are we looking? Sorry about that. Yeah, they all got these bunkers and secret villages and fucking who knows what in fucking, you know, the Alps of Romania and fucking whatever. And it's like, man, what is gonna happen? What do these guys know that we don't? You know, they want to build this praxis little, bum chum island where they're going to fucking live happily ever after. And the divide is just going to get larger and larger. There's going to be rich and poor. And the rich, what are they going to do? They're going to go to the space station, live in a fucking spaceship oasis. And we're going to be down here like savages. Like fucking hermit crabs fighting over tin cans and beans and shit. It's, it's possible. Do I wholeheartedly believe that's how we're going to go? I don't think so. I'm more optimistic, I'd like to think. But I don't know, man. You see this weird shit, and it's like this praxis thing is a legit idea by legit billionaires in the tech industry. And it makes you think, what is going on there? Or you see Joe Biden and shit walking around with masks on that have their ears fucking, like, what he had connected earlobes, now he's got disconnected earlobes or some shit. It's like, that's not possible. So what's going on? Is that not Joe Biden? Is that a different guy? You know what I'm saying? And there's so many examples of this, and it's like, what is going on? Because the evidence is right there, and people just forget about it. People don't care, because we can't do nothing about it. But it's fucking weird, and it goes to show that there's more to this life than we know, and someone knows. It's not us. They're gatekeeping that info. Something else that's fucking weird is this 3i Atlas asteroid thing that they're saying, some people claiming, is an interstellar fucking alien object because it's moving erratically, it's moving weird, and it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Are these aliens? Are aliens? Who knows? But what does that even mean? If an alien fucking spaceship landed on top of my woolies down the road, what would I even react like? I don't know. Does anyone know? Panic, destruction, chaos. But the likelihood that we're alone in this universe is very slim. So who knows what the future holds between AI and crypto and fucking who knows what. It's surprising truly that we've even made it this far, living how we live, and there hasn't been any major shake-ups that's, reconstructed the whole fucking way we do life. It's just, I think things are going to change, and people have to kind of anticipate a bit of hecticness for a while. Yellowstone volcano can erupt right now. Blow up right now. Kill us all. Ash, smolder, fucking winter. North Korea can launch a nuke right now. Right now, North Korea can launch a nuke. What are you gonna do if Kim Jong-un, has a shit day and presses that button? What are we gonna do? You can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. So don't get too comfortable. Don't worry about chasing dollars and chasing the job or whatever. Just look at the trees outside, because it doesn't matter who North Korea's nuking or what fucking island these, billionaires are living on. The trees continue to sway in the breeze. The grass continues to grow. The cows continue to moo. So enjoy that while you can, because one day you won't be able to enjoy that because you'll be dead. Someone says, do you think space colonization will happen in our lifetime? I do, because growth is exponential in every aspect, in tech and with AI especially. It's only going to get quicker and quicker and quicker, and we're fixing problems we didn't even know were problems every day. We're advancing at a rapid fucking rate. I'm watching Chinese robots trying to box each other. They're terrible. We're punching the air and punching the spectators and shit, but the idea is there, and it's just going to continue to grow exponentially. And I think AI is going to rapidly increase the rate at which innovation happens. And we will conquer space. I think they're going to the moon again with the Atlas. I think it's called Atlas mission. It's like a fucking all trans, all black crew or something from NASA. They're going to the moon. 2026, I think it was, or maybe it's been pushed back 2027. But they're going to the moon again. And then Elon Musk with Mars. I don't know what's going on with Elon Musk. He's on ketamine. But he's supposedly going to Mars, and this stuff I think is just gonna. I mean, there's a space force in the US. Trump made a space force. They're talking about space-based weapons and stuff. So there's interest, and they want to build a nuclear reactor on the moon and shit. So in our lifetime, for sure, especially because our lifetimes are probably going to be longer with medicine and the rate at which AI is helping the medical field and longevity. So yes, I think space colonization will happen in our lifetime. Will we, the peasants, get to go to space? I don't know. Maybe. The cost of space tourism will probably go down in the future, maybe 30, 40 years. I'd like to go to space. Fuck yeah. But, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Last things I'll touch on a little bit in classic fashion. Spirituality, man. I'm still into the Buddhism, still into the spirituality, all that stuff. Astrology. I'm a lot more into God, per se. I don't know what that God is. I don't know if it's a Christian God, but God as in whether it's the universe or consciousness. I think there is something that you can give energy to and it'll give you energy back. There is something you can ask for guidance and for help and strength, and it'll give it to you. I think it's all about intention. Okay, your intention. You might fuck up and make mistakes, but it's your intention. What do you intend to do? If you intend to do right and you have a good heart and you're trying, I think that's what matters the most. So I think you can put that intention, which I have been doing. I've been praying a lot more often, putting that intention into praying. And I've been doing the cross thing a lot. And it's just like a quick way when you have a thought, you're like a gratitude, or just throw one of these up, okay? Now, I'm not a Christian in the classic definition of the word. I'm not a dedicated Bible reader or church goer. But I believe in something, okay? And I think Buddhism is still probably the most accurate religion. I mean, it's not even like typical religions, It's more like a guidebook on how to manage your thoughts and your emotions, which I've been trying to do, and it's hard. Mental health is hard. It's very hard. I struggle. I'm very much possibly bipolar, possibly retarded, but I'm very up and down, and my moods change and my opinions change. It's like right now I'm chilling, I'm loose, whereas if you look at the first solo episode I did, I was straight edge. I wasn't drinking. I'm still applying all that stuff, I'm still trying, and I still follow that stuff and act on it, but it's just like, sometimes I get sick of shit, and I'm sick of everyone's shit. I'm sick of the bullshit. I just want to tune out and just focus on myself and my family and being a good person and what's good in life, because you read these comments on TikTok and everything, and everyone's so stupid. These people are so stupid. No one has any brain cells, and it's mind-boggling, and it's quite concerning. But like I always say on FireCast, it's a vocal minority. People who comment on stuff are just not that intelligent. Okay? Sorry, if you're one that's commenting on stuff, but it doesn't apply to everyone. Obviously, there's sensible people leaving sensible comments, but there's a lot of fucking stupid people, and it's fucking upsetting. What the fuck was I saying? Where am I going with this? Just, mental health, it's important. I think you should be open about how you feel. It's something I struggle with, something my family have often told me about, that I tend to practice. Rose called it yesterday, spiritual bypassing or something. It's like, because I believe in all this Buddhism and spiritual stuff, that I feel like there's a place I know I need to be at or want to be at. So if I feel angry or something, I'll kind of dismiss the feeling of anger and be like, I'm beyond the anger, it doesn't matter, whatever. And you instead of feeling it and letting it go, you're kind of like skipping to the final step, which is quite unhealthy. And I think she's right. I think I do that. And I'm trying to improve and work on that. And I feel like a lot of other people maybe are in the same boat. But overall, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy. It's a lot easier when you let go of things, when you let go of the need to want to be famous and the need to want to succeed and the need for this and that. We're going to die. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. Hulk Hogan is dead right now. Steve Irwin is dead right now. They're on the other side. They might be listening to this. They know what's next. Does all their success, all their fucking actions matter that much? They're in the same place, that everyone else, that your great-grandmother, your fucking grandparents, your fucking uncle, whoever, your pets that died. They're in the same place, the same fate that Steve Irwin and Hulk Hogan faced. So when you go outside and you enjoy the trees and the birds and your family and being happy, it'll really make a difference in your life. Do things because you love it and you want to, regardless of the numbers. We've been doing FireCast now for like 4 years or something almost. And we'll keep doing it. It's not like we're famous, not like we have a huge following. It's growing, thank you. But yeah, it's like we do it because we love it, and we're going to keep doing it. And it's hard. We do it every week. It's difficult, but we love to do it. Same with the music. So chase that passion, man. The final question: is your belief system malleable or set in stone? What will it take to change it? My opinion is, and belief system is very malleable, not set in stone at all. I think you can tell if you just listen to the past 3 solo podcasts I've done. What will it take to change my opinions is just correct information, or things that I feel are correct or resonate with me. I'm open to anything. I'm literally open to anything. And I hate this stuff about, say someone has a podcast and they get someone on, right, and people say, why are you giving them a platform, blah blah blah. It's like, you need to be heard. People need to listen to anybody and make up their own mind. Now, I get it. I see both sides of the coin, because what I'm saying sounds great in an ideal world where people have critical thinking skills and aren't that stupid. But I guess people are pretty stupid, and that's why you can't really give neo-Nazis and whoever a platform, because dummies online don't know any better and will fucking, jump at the drop of a hat of what anyone they see online says. So I get it in that sense, but I also get it like, man, you got to be able to talk to anyone. That's the whole point of what we do here. Free speech, human communication. You talk and you make up your own mind, and you should be smart enough to determine whether what someone is saying is worth anything or bullshit. But unfortunately, that might not be the world we live in. So I get where you got to be cautious and, So I guess that response answers your question, because see, I don't even know how I feel about that right now. I'm trying to make up my mind right now, debating with myself, and that's how I approach most things. I don't know anything. My opinion's very malleable. My beliefs are very malleable. If I see something that I believe is truth or resonates with me, I will change my opinion, and I will try not to get up in arms and argue with people and get locked into my ideas. I'm not perfect, and it does happen. And I am biased, like everyone, but I try to see from all angles. And if you can convince me of something, I'll happily renounce my old fucking opinions, and beliefs. And I feel like that should be more common. I think I'll leave it there, man. I thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, checking out the music, all that stuff. I love doing this. I got to do it more often. It's just hard. It's difficult. I love doing the podcast. I'm grateful to my brother and Joey every week. Grateful to you guys for listening. I'm grateful to everyone checking out my music. Thank you, man. Yeah, very blessed. I hope you are too. I hope you're having a good fucking day. Stream the song Overkill. Stay tuned for City to City 2, unless it's already out by the time this releases. Check it out. And yeah, just spilled this beer all over myself. Have a good one. Stay safe.